Hey guys, I'm all back in. Welcome to day 5 in the Galaxy Z Flip 5. I woke up at 7 a.m. in the morning, taking a few pictures of my son. After that, I went to a funeral for my mom's friend, R.I.P. Circle of life. Sometimes you just gotta go through the motion and enjoy life while you can, I know that is a pretty dark beginning to this video, but that's where it gets a little bit better. After that, I went to go grab some dim sum. And just me driving around the city. I'm using Google Maps as the GPS. I actually have a wireless charger in my car, but for whatever reason, it is not supported by this phone. I don't really mind anyways. It gives me a better sense of the battery life. So I'm driving at least 30 minutes into the city and 30 minutes back using GPS without any wireless charger. Even though the mount that I am using does support wireless charger, but for whatever reason doesn't work for my Galaxy Z Flip 5. I have plenty of charging cables in my car as well, but so far my experience with this phone, I find that it does last me a full day. And what I consider a full day is the time I wake up in the morning until the time I go to bed. So whether that is 12 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours, so it all depends. Just the fact that I do not need to charge my phone at 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon is huge, and this is probably my favorite feature about this phone. I guess it's the battery life. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. I used the Galaxy Z Flip 3 and 4 in the past, and the battery has been pretty bad on those. And for those phones, I always needed to charge it around 2 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, regardless how I use my phone. But for this Flip 5, it's definitely been a breath of fresh air just in terms of how it's holding up for battery life. Snapchat works pretty well. Been bothering my friends lately. It's actually not my first time eating dim sum, but I just like to annoy my friends. And later on in the afternoon, I got home and decided to play around with the front cover screen some more. I know that it's not ideal for playing games, but I wanted to test it out on Pokemon trading card game anyway, just to see how it is. So at first it's pretty promising. I'm able to drag and navigate everywhere just fine. I can do most of the action. The first screen that you're on, it doesn't fit very well, but you can still manage to get by with a lot of the things. But where I managed to get stuck is this last particular action where I am pressing to see the board. So once I do that, I can't go back to my last screen. And that was pretty much the end of that experiment. So there's no way for me to navigate around it. I would just have to lose my turn at that point. So slightly annoyed there. I mean, I should have seen it coming. I wasn't expecting to work 100% well, but I do want to test it anyways. And with the cover display, you would notice that once you start using that and then you open up the phone, since these are all part of the good lock, they're not 100% optimized, so the app wouldn't continue this particular game, just restart it once I open it up and try to launch it from the outer screen. I think Motorola does a better job of having the app continue while the phone is closed, and then when you open it up, for the most part, it does do a better job of continuing the app. But in this case, it didn't work out, but I did want to show you guys what it looks like if you did. And then after that, I went to Costco to do some grocery shopping, and in the process of me opening up the phone, I accidentally dropped it straight onto the cart. So cover screen first, it landed straight down. Luckily, there's no damages or anything. It could have been worse. Somehow the cart miraculously caught it, and luckily there's a lot of bars and everything in between, so it could have just fell straight through and hit the ground, but luckily it didn't. So crisis averted there. I don't like to use my phone without cases, but this is the risk I'm willing to take just to enjoy the phone for what it is. And the Galaxy Z Flip 5 is actually a very slippery phone. Even when I'm using it normally, I'm laying on my bed, just because the phone is so long and narrow. If I have to reach the top of the screen, I have to move my fingers up and down the screen, and sometimes the phone would just slip down. So I would recommend using a case. But for flipping phones in general, flipping phones, folding phones, cases, and they don't work really well for these type of phones. They're kind of bumper cases. But if anything, any of the extra grip and texture does help. Maybe I'll hit up D-Brand and see if they're gonna sponsor my channel at some point. Shout out for Mid Mobile for reaching out and partnering me on this video series. So really appreciate the help over there. And although it is nice to have the apps on the outer of the screen with using Good Lock, but customizing it get a little annoying. Every time you want to remove or add an app, you still have to open up the phone to do it. Not the end of the world. I can do that on a Motorola on the outer display, but this one I have to open it up every single time. So it takes more effort. And I found that even when I do all these apps on the outer display, I ended up opening up my phone So maybe I'm just getting used to it, but just in general, I prefer the end of the screen more. It is the bigger display. If I want to play games, I'm going to use the end of the screen. Typing, chatting, everything's easier on the bigger screen versus using the cover. But at least now I do have the functionality of being able to look at my group text on Snapchat on the other display, so that's pretty helpful. And even though this phone fits nicely in your pocket, depending on how you sit, I guess for me personally, every time I sit on a chair, I have my leg crossed, and the phone can still potentially slip out the side of your pocket. It did happen to me a few times. So even though it's small and compact, it is not immune to falling out of your pocket. So just keep that in mind when you're getting in and out of the car or just sitting on your chair, lifting up your legs and things like that. And video quality is pretty solid. If you're bored and playing with your baby's toy, want to start recording any video, that does the job pretty well. So here's a short clip of that. And sometimes if I'm laying on the bed or want to watch a YouTube video, I just full screen it, and depending on what content you watch, since it's a weird aspect ratio, you do get black bars on the side. It is a long and skinny phone. You can force it to be full screen, but everything's gonna be either stretched out or zoomed in. You might miss some parts. Not the end of the world, but little things I do want to point out. Even though it's a long and skinny phone, even YouTube or watching video, you don't always take advantage of the full weird long aspect ratio. And it's been a pretty long and productive day, up bright and early at 7 a.m. driving into the city back and forth a few times using Google Maps, and it's coding up just fine. Then went to grab gas. And then for whatever reason, this van just kept backing up. There are 3 gas pump stations. He could have just stopped at the first one and grabbed gas there, but he just kept backing up towards the middle and then attempting to go all the way to the end. I got a little nervous. I took out my phone and started recording just in case he clipped the side of my car or something like that. Or it's a little bit of paranoid when people start backing up. And as he was backing up, all of a sudden this random car pulled up from behind and started honking, moving in closer, then they finally stopped backing up. So, it's a dangerous world out there. You never know what people are gonna do. When in doubt, take out your camera, start recording, and document everything, I guess. And after a long day at nighttime, put my kid to bed, and here's me laying in bed playing with my phone. At 11 p.m., my phone is at 8%. It could probably have lasted until midnight and I could just let my phone sit there, but I decided to charge it up anyways at around 11:30 p.m. just so I can get it to 100% by the time I wake up. Other than that, I know it's going to die at some point in the middle of the night, whether it's 12, 1, 2, 3. But regardless, the phone already got me through a whole day of battery life, so I was pretty happy with that. And so far, this was a pretty busy weekend day for me, just me driving back and forth, and it's lasting me just fine. I wake up bright and early in the morning, and I did not need to charge it until the time when I'm literally in bed. So far, pretty happy with the battery life on this phone. All right, guys, this is our day 5 in life with the Galaxy Z Flip 5. Let me know if you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, topics you want me to cover. Please let me know. I appreciate the time as always, and see you guys in the next video.